So anyway, Bill, what we're going to do now is that we're going to work on. Let's start that. We'll edit this. So the whole idea now is to actually show you how to build out your budget. Okay, your expense budget. Right now, when we had set it up so far, we put in all of the dates for all of the creditors that you had. Everybody's in there, and you can see all their payments and their various payment dates. So you can see all those things. But the whole point is to be able to go ahead and have you not actually change your lifestyle. So in other words, pay all of your bills just like normal. You remember what I was telling you about GPS? You're just going to basically drive straight down the road, and then your GPS will either tell you to do a U-turn, it'll tell you to do a left turn or a right turn. Those are basically the instructions, right? And that's this as well. And so it's going to go ahead and tell you to do a U-turn like a red and red arrow, or a left turn like a blue and blue arrow, or a right turn like a blue and green arrow. So all we do is just simply pay our bills like normal. That's all we do. So let's go ahead and I'm going to click this add expense bucket over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to call these our monthly bills is what we'll do. Bill, you ready to get rid of the monthly bills? I
Yeah,
bet you are. Yeah, I bet you
absolutely.
are. Yeah, I know. Well, we're going to get rid of the debt. Anyway, is what we're going to do. And so I'm going to click this right here and I'm going to say, yes, we would like to go ahead and break this thing down. Now, Bill, what I'm going to do here is that, again, this is all about the dates that you're already paying these bills. So when do you pay your electric bill? When do you pay your Netflix, your Hulu, your YouTube TV? When do you pay your light bill? When do you go to groceries? How do you do your groceries? And how do you do dining out? And so we're going to throw all of that information inside of here is what we're going to do. And so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do the very first one. Who's the first one, Bill?
Um, well, I have a couple of monthly bills like Hulu, Netflix,
Okay,
Paramount, those kind of things.
yeah, we're just going to throw them in there individually, Bill. Is what we're going to
Okay,
do. Netflix, right there. And so Netflix is a bill, and how much do you pay on that thing?
$16.
$16 every month. And
Hmm.
when do you pay it, Bill?
That's on the 14th.
On the 14th of the month. And so then there's these two tabs right here, budget type and advanced details. So on budget type, we're going to say that that's a monthly bill. And then on advanced details, we're going to say where you pay that bill from. Now, Bill, do you know how you pay your Netflix bill? Does it come directly from your checking account or do you put that on a credit card?
It's on my checking.
Straight out of your checking. Okay. And so now we're going to just go ahead. Now that we've got that one in, we're just going to go ahead and add our next one right here under that add expense button right there. And so you mentioned Hulu.
Yes,
So, okay, let's throw Hulu in there. And so how much do you pay for Hulu?
that one is $18.
$18. And when do you do that, Bill?
That's on the 17th of the month.
17th of the month. So, okay, so we'd have to click the next button for that one because that's out in front of us, right? Oh man, I missed that one down there too. So I'll get that one for you. And then again, we're going to look at these two tabs. We're going to say that that's a monthly bill, and then we're going to say where does it come from?
Checking.
It also comes from checking.
Yes.
Let me go ahead and fix that one for you. That would be next month on the 14th. All right. Well, let's go ahead and add another one.
Uh,
Who we adding in here?
this is HBO Max.
I see you like a little TV there, huh, Bill?
Well, on occasion.
All right. And how much is HBO Max?
That one is $22
$22 each month. And when do you pay that bill?
on the 24th.
That's still this month. And then the budget type would be a monthly bill, and the advanced details would just be out of your checking account again?
Yes.
Okay. And then who's your power company, Bill?
Minnesota Electric.
So if I say electric bill, you'd know who that is then, right?
Perfect.
All right. So, and then on average, how much do you spend on your electric bill each month?
It's about $140.
About $140. And when do you pay that electric bill?
That's always due on the 7th of the month.
Okay, we'll click that next button again. We'll go into next month and we'll click the 7. And then we'll say budget type here. This is going to be over here. No, it's a monthly bill
Yes.
is what it is. And then you pay that monthly bill
Checking.
out of checking. You pay all your bills directly out of checking.
Yes.
Oh, you're going to love this bill. Okay, how about your water company? Do you have a water company? You have to pay for water up there in Minnesota?
Yes, it's the city.
Water bill. All right. The and what? How much do you pay them on average?
This is about $90 because it's once a quarter.
$90. So not monthly, but once a quarter.
Yeah.
And when is the next time you expect to pay that one, Bill?
That will be in August.
Do you know when in August?
It's the 10th.
The 10th. Very good. And so budget type there is a quarterly bill, and you also pay that from your checking account.
Correct.
Okay. The hey Bill, when you buy some groceries, when you're buying some groceries, we just throw groceries in here. We'll do the same thing. Groceries are that's monthly bills. On average, how much do you spend each month
Monthly about 500.
for your? What about for the rest of your family?
Nope, that's all of us.
That's it. That's all of you. Five hundred
You
dollars.
can you can tell by my very slim physique that I don't eat a lot.
Okay. All right. Now, Bill. Hey, groceries are something that's a little different. These other things you're only going to do one time a month, but
Correct.
but groceries you might do frequently, right? Multiple times in a month.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So what we do here is then that we change this one then to the last day of the month is what we do. And we're going to say always use the last day of the month. And on the budget type here, that would be an expense budget because we're doing it more than one time in the month.
Makes
Now,
sense.
okay, now Bill, a lot of folks when they go to the grocery store, they can have multiple options. You can pay from a credit card, you can pay from your checking account. How do you go ahead and pay for your groceries?
Definitely checking. I
Checking
use a
again,
debit card. Yep.
debit card, okay.
Yep.
The and so what about some dining out, Bill? You look like you might do a little dining out there.
On occasion, I take the
Yeah,
missus out and we go. The grandson.
yeah, super good. The do you guys do it like a weekly thing or you just whenever you feel like it?
Yeah, it's probably once a week.
Once a week. Bill, well, what for you, the wife, the grandson, what do you guys think you spend each week?
Probably $70 with tip.
So $70 with tips. So,
Yep.
but overall, maybe 275 for the month, $300 for the month, maybe
Yeah, probably 250.
250. All right. And we're going to do the same thing here because we might do it more than one time. So we're going to say the end of the month, and we're always going to use the last day of the month.
Hmm.
And so budget type again would be something that would be doing multiple times in the month. And then again, same thing, you're putting it on your debit card.
Correct.
All right, good. The what about fuel for the vehicle, Bill? You probably put some gas in that thing, don't you?
Yep, we have two cars. One car
Okay,
gets driven more than the other, but yeah.
all right. And so, how much a month do you think you spend on fuel?
Probably 200.
A couple $100. All
Yeah.
right, all right. And so we're going to say that that's also the end of the month because we know we're going to do it more than one time a month, right? And
Yes.
it's again the debit card,
Checking. Yeah.
okay, and on the expense budget. The and so anything else that we have for these expenses, Bill? What else do we have?
Um, well, I tithe.
I tithe. That's a great one right there. How much do you give the Lord every month?
Probably about probably about $500.
Five hundred
Uh,
dollars a month.
yeah.
Do you do it all at one time, Bill, or do you do
No.
it like every week? Is that how you do it when you go to
Yeah.
church? Money?
Weekly.
Yeah, give them to them weekly. Okay.
Yep.
The what I'm going to do is because it sounds like it might be different every week.
So
Okay. And
yes.
what I'll do is I'll leave that in here monthly then. And again, because it's something that we're doing multiple times in the month, I'll click always use the last day of the month and we'll leave it on expense budget. And we'll go ahead and say that that is from the primary checking again.
Correct.
Writing a check. Okay, good. The and so with all of your bills in here now, let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like on your action plan.
Okay.
So if I were to save this and all of a sudden look over here on your action plan, you see all of these dates over here?
Yes.
All of these dates are exactly how you're living your life right now. There's your HBO Max. Let's look into next month so we can get a better picture of it. There's your Netflix. There's your Hulu, HBO Max. And then we've got these other things that we do right here. And so let's talk about those. Because that's really the key right here is understanding how to use the program. So in driving across town, you're already good at going straight, right?
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, that's one of the prerequisites of driving. It's you be good at going straight. Okay, so if following straight, then Bill, all you would do is just pay your bills on the normal days that you go ahead and pay them. That's all you would do.
Do I
All
do it
right.
through here, you mean?
Well, you're going to do it in two ways, Bill. Number one, you're going to tell this system what you've done at your bank. So I've got a question for you. How frequently are you looking inside of your bank right now, Bill? You looking every day like most people nowadays?
Once a day, yeah, once every other day at the least, but yeah, probably once a day.
Every day, every other day.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's how easy it is to operate the system. So when you look in your bank, what are you looking for? Number one, you're making sure no one took all your money, right?
Right.
Okay, but what else are you looking for?
Did something, one of the payments clear.
Did one of the payments clear? Did I pay something?
Right.
Okay, so when you look in the bank on the 24th and you notice that this HBO Max was paid, well, then the only thing that you would do is just click on it here and then just confirm that it was paid. Now, this is a double confirmation, so you'll click right here to execute, and then you'll confirm again, did it actually come from my checking account
Hmm.
or did I put it on something else? Every now and then you might do that. But if it came from checking, you would say, did I do that on the 24th? And then is this the amount that I gave them? So
Hmm.
if these three things right here are correct, well, then all I do is click the blue execute button. And then that confirms that that's what I did. And there's
Makes
nothing
sense.
more, yeah, there's nothing more to it than that. And so Bill, so what you'll do is through the month, as you're looking at the bank, you'll just simply confirm inside of your MoneyMax account exactly what you're doing there. So it's so it doesn't necessarily see what's taking place there. You're telling it what did take place there. And every time you do that, here's what the MoneyMax account does. Have you ever noticed how GPS, if you're looking at it, that it gives you real-time updates?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you drove 10 minutes down the road, it says on GPS that you're 10 minutes closer. Your new ETA is this. Well,
Right.
that's no driving straight down the road is all of these dates right here. This is when you're doing everything right now. For instance, here's Bullion Bethany. I don't remember what that one was, Bill, but there's Bullion Bethany, and there's Jody B of A. There's our Bank of America bill right there.
Hmm.
And so the green number was some money coming into the family, is what it was. The blue numbers were some debt items that were being taken care of, and then the black numbers were some expense items that were being taken care of. And right now, that's exactly what we're doing. We're working on those expense items. So, Bill, here's what we've learned in 20 years. Okay. There are literally five areas in your life that you are probably guessing right now about your finances. Would you think you are?
I'd be surprised if it's only five, but yeah.
Well, but there's five areas. And here's the five areas that we think that most people guess. For instance, how much finance charge actually went on your credit card this month?
I have no idea. I never look at that. That's some really bad news.
Okay. All right. Well, there's one area where someone may guess. The another area where they may guess, Bill, is going to be in the groceries. We think that we're spending $500 a month, but Bill, what if you were spending 700 or 800?
That would be an eye opener for sure.
Yeah, you definitely want to know, right?
Yep.
The Yeah, you might end up putting those kids on a diet. The and so, but Or just understand that you're spending more money. What about dining out, Bill? Well, we're hoping that it's 250,
Hmm.
but it might be 325 or 300. We forgot to put Chick-fil-A in there, or we forgot this or forgot that. The And fuel. Well, we think maybe it's going to be $200, but again, it may not. So, um, so the five areas, well, for sure, groceries, dining out, fuel, how much interest is actually hitting our credit cards? How much are they really charging us? And then the last thing is this one down here, Bill, is this one right here, this unitemized budget down here. The is there one of those? Yeah, I must have knocked it out in that month already. It's this unitemized budget. This is where things come up that we never know that that's what was going to happen. Now we're going to change this because we've already started breaking these down, so we're not going to leave it say this right here. And so I do that right over here under this budget tab. And Bill, once we get this thing completely set up, which might take this session and maybe one more, you'll probably never get into these tabs again. But we're going to go click on this one, and then what we're going to do is right here we're going to put in $250, and we're going to leave it on again on the last day of the month, and we're going to call this one everything else. You know why we call it that?
No.
Because that's where everything else goes, Bill.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, let's see how creative we are. The and so, but so okay, click on that. There we go. So so in your budget now you can see that there's groceries, there's dining out, there's fuel, there's your tithe, and then there's also everything else. So these are the areas where people tend to guess with their money. And the whole idea of the Money Max account is to actually help you have the one thing that you're really looking for: clarity. You're really
Right.
looking for clarity. Really? Isn't that
Yep.
it? And so we want to know if we're spending more or less. And actually, the way that the system is set up for you right now, Bill, is it kind of gamifies it a little bit. Like, here's your $500 grocery budget. Now, Bill, we're not saying that you've got to be on a restricted budget. You don't have to change your lifestyle. If you like having cheeseburgers with bacon, you can still have cheeseburgers with bacon. All right, it's all right. The whole idea, though, is to develop some clarity, is what we're trying to do. And so what we want to see is that what are we really spending on groceries? Now, Bill, one of the big things that we have to learn how to do is we have to learn how to operate the system. Now, driving straight down the road and paying bills like normal, you already know how to do, don't you?
Correct.
Yeah. So what do we need to learn? Well, we need to learn how to do a U-turn, how to turn left, how to turn right. We need to know what the system's saying, but we also need to know how to handle our expenses. And so let's start off with this one. Let's say that we decided that we were going to go to the grocery store today. And so all you would do is you would just click on the groceries tab. Hey, do I have it up here? Yeah. You would just click on the groceries tab. You would say that I'm going to do something in here. I'm going to execute this. But again, double confirmation, right? So remember what we're looking for. We're looking for where the money came from. We're looking for when it happened and actually how much you did. All right. So we go to the grocery store. We go to the grocery store today. Notice that those little red letters up there went away.
Mm-hmm.
If I put it in here for tomorrow, notice that in other words, Bill, you can't do a transaction in the future. You can only, so you'd have to adjust the date to what it was. So it would be today. I'd say where I pay, how did I pay for my groceries? Some people put it on a credit card because they're trying to get all the points. They want some free vacations or whatever they're trying to get, some cash back. But other people say, you know what, I'm just going to leave it on I'm paying for it with my debit card. And then you can actually say how much those groceries were. For instance, let's say that they were $112.35. Notice down here at the bottom, there was the original budget right there. But now look what's going on. And so, Bill, can you see this $500 over here?
Yeah.
That was your grocery budget. So if I were to go ahead and click and execute this $500 would instantly turn into 387.65 is what it would do. It would show
Nice.
you exactly. It would show you what's still remaining on the budget. And so since today is the 18th, let me go ahead and just execute that for you and show you. And now look at it. And there's the 387.65. Now, I was mentioning that it kind of gamifies it a little bit because a lot of families, when they set this budget up, their goal is to come in under that number. Now, but what happens if we end up going over the number? What happens then?
I
Well,
don't know.
nothing. You simply told the system what was going on, is what you did. For instance, how about in the everything else bucket? Since I ended up getting off of there, we'll just do it right down here. The everything else bucket was $250, but something happened. A little bit of life happened. Bill, you were driving straight down the road. You were doing well, but a ladder flew off the back of a truck in front of you. You ran over top of it. And next thing you know, you needed two tires. So how much would two tires cost, Bill?
About 500.
About $500. And that's not part of groceries, dining out, or fuel or tithe, right? That
Correct.
is the everything else bucket. And so we would just simply click on execute, is what we would do. We would say, how did I pay for it? Where did the money come from? Did it come from checking?
Right.
Okay. We'd say the day that we went ahead and did it on. Even now, I could say that I did it today. I don't have to say then. I could say that I did it today. And I could say that it was $500 is what I did. And look now what it says. It says that I went over my budget by $250 is what it did. And so let me leave that for this, just to show you something. And then, no, I can't go in advance. I need to do it today. I don't think I'm going to get the result that I was looking for, though. So let's scroll down. Oh, I did. Good. Notice now that it says zero right here because we spent more than what we thought we were going to spend. And what was a pretty blue line under groceries up here is now turned into a red line down here. So, but what does that mean to you? Well, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that I spent $500. And if I hover over top of it, I would see that I've already spent $500. Now, next month, you might have done nothing in everything else. You might have spent no money there. And so these numbers adjust all the time is what they're doing, constantly interacting with you and how you're spending your money, giving you the one thing that you want, directions on how to get to where you want to go. So where are the directions? Well, Bill, they're right here. You see these arrows down the middle? These arrows are exactly what you're looking for. This is the financial GPS guiding you right here. And so the first one you see right here is you see a blue and blue arrow. And Bill, note you just recently got paid, and look what it was saying. At first, it said to move some money from checking to savings. Now look what it's saying. It's saying move some money from savings to checking, and it's even telling you right down to the penny on how much to move. $344.35. Now, Bill, normally the way that we would handle our finances is we would just kind of estimate. Hey, I'm going to need 350 or 300 or 340. But the system is accurate right down to the penny. It knows exactly what to do with every single dime. And so here it's telling you to move $344.35 over to checking. Why? Why is it telling you that? Any idea?
Mm, I, I don't know why.
Because it sees something, Bill. It sees that you've got some bills coming up out of your checking account, is what it sees. It sees these bills
Oh,
coming up. And if I look right here, I notice that you've only got $155 in your checking account. And so it says that you're going to need a little more money in there to be able to go ahead and pay these particular bills right here. And it's telling you exactly what you need to put in there to be able to go ahead and do that. The notice here, it's got a red arrow. This time it's saying to go get some more money out of savings and move it over to checking. And why? Well, it sees all of these bills coming up down here. It sees all of this. And it thinks that you're going to spend all of this by the end of this month. Of course, you're not going to, but it still thinks that you might. And so, but if you don't, then it'll just go into next month and it will look like extra cash flow for you, is what it will do. But on that day, it's telling you to move some money from savings over to checking. And when you do, it tells you how much money will be in there so that you can go ahead and cover all of these bills. And then on the first, it sees pay. And then it sees a mortgage payment. And then look what else it's doing. Look at all this. These are all your dates again, right here, how everything is working in your life right now, just like normal, right? Paying your bills right on time, the paying your mortgage on the first, paying your Discover bill on the third, a USAA bill on the third. There's your car payment. There's your electric bill. Hey, it looks like you learned a little interest in your savings account too. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And so, and then Miss Jody gets paid again right there, getting paid. And now look what you're seeing. Now you're seeing some arrows again. Again, your financial GPS working for you. So, because it sees how much money you have inside of your checking account, when this money hits your checking account, it says that you've got way more than you're going to need to pay the future bills that are coming up. And so it instantly recommends to move some money from checking over to savings by this little blue and blue arrow right here. And look what it's telling you. Even the 1 penny bill, 27.72 and 51 cents. Exactly what you would need to do. But notice now we've seen blue and blue, we've seen red and red, but now we're seeing blue and green. Well, what is blue and green? Bill, blue and green, if I hover over it, it says that it's a specific transfer to eliminate some debt. The system is trying to cancel interest every month. In fact, it's trying to cancel the most amount of interest that it can actually cancel. It's also trying to do what it can do to increase. Now, I never know what it's going to say to, okay, and it says something different every single month. But in this particular month right here, it's saying to move $4,375.95 to your city two. Now, if I hovered over top of it, it actually says that it would pay it off, Bill. So in less than 1 month, it's already paying off one of your credit cards.
Wow.
It also says on the same day, it also says on the same day to move $1,210 and 1 penny, even 1 penny, Bill. If your GPS told you to turn right at the corner, would you?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Your financial GPS is telling you to turn right, and it says to even add the 1 penny. So again, Bill, all you have to do is follow what the system is telling you to do, and it's going to lead you right to the front door of debt free, right where you're trying to go. Now it's sending $1,210 to city. Look what it will reduce your balance down to. So it knocked out more than 25% almost, right? Of
But
what your balance was.
Rick,
Go ahead.
here's the deal.
Yeah.
I've never done that before. I mean, $4,300. Number one, I've never paid a card off. Number two, that's a boatload of money. And number three, what does it really do for me? What's in it for me?
Okay. Great question. So let's address the first. You've never done it before, Bill. I totally get that, but you have drove before, and you've used GPS before,
Sure, sure.
right? And you just followed the instructions, and you ended up getting to the destination that you were trying to go to. All right. Now, the reason it was able to do that and get you there was because it knew one thing about you. It knew where you were, right?
Right,
It knew your
correct.
start. Yeah, you knew
Yeah.
your starting point. Okay, Bill, this is a financial GPS. And what we did is that we put in all of your debt items
Hmm.
and we put all of your living expenses, and we did it by the date that you already do those things. Why? Because it needed to know where you are financially. So now the system knows what your income is. It also knows what your monthly bills are, and it knows what your cash flow is left over. And so, what do we do with the cash flow? Well, we deploy it. And we deploy it by following the system telling us red and red arrow, blue and blue arrow, or blue and green arrow. Now, I know you haven't done it before, okay, but it's easy to follow. But Bill, here's the one thing that it knows for sure: it knows where you are financially, it knows exactly where you are. And so it can see everything about what's going on with you because we've already put all that information in. So the only thing that you would have to do then is just pay your bills like normal and then follow the red and red, blue and blue, or blue and green arrows. You won't need to do anything else. And so your next question is well, what happens if I do it? If I actually do follow that?
Hmm.
And so, Bill, like right here on the City 2 card. Now, I don't know what the interest rate is. I don't remember what that interest rate is, but if I go in here and take a look, it's going to actually show me how much interest it would cancel that day. So again, from my savings account, I went ahead and on that day paid this much money. And it tells me right there that it would have saved me $3,501 of interest. So, Bill, if the
Wow.
system told you, yeah, if the system told you to turn right with money that you know that you have, because you do have the money, the system sees it, and it would save you $3,501, would you go ahead and do it?
Absolutely. That makes a lot of sense.
That's exactly what it does. But that's not all it's doing in that month, right? That was just the first thing. It also said that it was going to do something with this City One card. And
Hmm.
it was saying send this $1,210 and penny over to City One. And look what it can see. It can see that on this one here, $1,200 appropriately applied, Bill, turning right exactly on the day that you're supposed to, giving the money to the exact creditor that you're supposed to, and the exact amount that you're supposed to would save you another $2,685.
That's
So,
incredible.
Bill, that means that in the first month alone that you would have saved more than $6,000 of interest.
Phew.
Bill, haven't you been trying to beat the bank your whole life?
Pretty much.
Beat them out of what? Beat them out of the interest, right?
Right.
Exactly. And so if you'll just go ahead and follow the system, you'll be able to go ahead and beat the bank out of the interest. Beating the bank out of the interest means you're collapsing your timeline so that you're able to receive the results that you are trying to receive. Bill, if knowing where you are right now, knowing what your income is, knowing what your monthly bills come up to, knowing what your cash flow is, you will save more than $209,000 of interest that you would have given them previously, and you will be completely debt free in just 4.3 years. In fact, on October 12th, 2028, the system expects that that would be the very last payment that you would ever make to a creditor right
Wow.
there. And Bill, there's so much more to it. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to go on more. Look at this. Down here, Miss Jody got paid again, and look what it's doing. It's moving money right back from checking over to savings again. You know why? Because it knows where
It,
you are
it,
financially.
okay.
It knows where you are financially, and it's providing directions to get you to the destination that you want to go to. If we look down into the next month, we see it doing it all over again. Look at this. It's putting together another big lump sum of money to be able to do even more for you, is what it's going to do. And yeah, I expect to see another blue and green arrow. Oh, look at this, Bill. I expect to see another blue and green arrow pop up. Here you got paid again, and look at again. It said move another lump sum of money over to savings, and then go ahead and grab some money from savings that's over there in blue and green arrow and apply it to the City One card.
Hmm.
Bill, if we apply it to the City One card on that day, we would have ended up paying off that card.
Wow.
And so now we're almost, well, not exactly 90 days in, right? Not exactly 90 days in, but all of a sudden we've knocked out two of our credit cards. And look at this, it's getting ready to attack another one right here. Look at what it's going to do, Bill. Right here, this is going to knock out another $1,670 of interest that you would have previously just given to the bank. But
It's
now you've
crazy.
got two credit cards paid off. And look what else it was doing down there. Look what else it was doing. There's this next one right here. There it is, knocking out another $2,900 of interest. And so, Bill, when you're driving across town, driving just like normal, because you know how to drive straight,
Hmm.
the your GPS would give you some instructions about what to do. Do a U-turn because your destination's across the street, maybe. Turn left, okay, or turn right. And what it would do is it would take you right to the finish line of where you're trying to go. Bill, if you'll follow the financial GPS, we just completely set it up to exactly how you're living your life today. And if all you would do is just follow the arrows, follow the U-turn, follow the turn left, follow the turn right, red and red, blue and blue, or blue and green. If you would just follow those arrows, then you would get to your financial destination right on time, 4.3 years.
It's incredible.
So
Incredible.
absolutely amazing. And so, Bill, that's the system. And so